Everybody, I hope that you are doing well, and I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I know it's been a busy day. Being human is very busy and a little crazy right now, so I appreciate you being here. If you're watching it from the recording, don't don't worry, you'll still get the energy. You'll still feel healed if that's what your intention is to be here. And you'll still get the same results as you would as being here because we are all connected. And so I just hope that you enjoy the time and I hope you enjoy the rose that we're going to talk about. And I really love the name, the Sacred Rose Circle, is because you are all sacred. You are all sacred beings. And I just felt that, oh my gosh, it says it all. I am not here to teach you. I am here to be a facilitator, and you only grasp what you need to at this time. If it's like too much information, no worries. You only accept what you are able to, what your soul needs at this time. And it is not religious, so don't worry. If you're not religious, this is more spiritual. It's talking about your essence. And if you are religious, just think outside the box and your creativity and see what you can connect with and what resonates with you. But before we begin, I want to introduce myself because a lot of you may not know who I am. So, my name is Michelle Henderson, and I started in the spiritual world, I think, when I was born, basically, because everybody goes, well, when did you start knowing? And I think we all know. It just, we tend to get into society and you tend to get busy and you have to play the role of human. So you're going to not able to remember who you are after a time. And that's where it gets crazy. But I really started stepping out to find my truth whenever I graduated, once I ended teaching, once I decided, you know what, I need to do something else besides being an educator. So I was an educator, I was a diagnostician, I was a behavior analyst, and I really felt like I wanted to make a difference with the world as I raised my children. And so I was a very, very busy person. And I did burn myself out and decided to become a psychic medium. I always had that intuitiveness about myself. And I felt like, okay, I want to do something with that. And it's so interesting. The timing is right before COVID. And so it just, it's interesting because a lot of people were locked up and we all thought about ourselves and what made us happy and our things in our life and what we wanted to get rid of and what never resonated with you anymore. So I went through that as well. But anyway, so I became a psychic medium and I decided, you know what, I need to, that's a part of me as well, but I want to really get into the spiritual element. And so that's where I am because I feel like we all have answers inside us, not meaning that a psychic medium isn't with purpose because there is a purpose to it. And I think that is important for people to be able to, sometimes you just need you have an answer, but you need to be validated. And when you go to a psychic medium, they can do that for you. And again, I think it's a wonderful practice. It just, I now am really wanting to be more of a facilitator and to help others find their essence, their true essence of who they truly are. And so I think you're going to really enjoy tonight. And again, only accept what you can resonate at this time because everybody is in a different place because we are all different, but at the same time, we're all the same. So we're going to look at remembering who we are. Before we get started, and I always say this, I hope that you have now, whenever you're in a circle and it's a sacred time, it's always good to have a candle because a candle is kind of remembering who you are, kind of honoring who you are, and also honoring others. So it's almost like a wonderful thing, a wonderful tradition to have. And fire is the light, the good in us all. And it's also the power that we have within ourselves. So, and during this circle time, if you want to comment, please comment. I'm going to turn off all the speakers though and comment in the comment section, and I will try to get to your question or your answer as we go through. All right. And because this is a rose circle, and this is actually from my garden. And so I felt like, coming from my garden is so much more nutrient. And it's so important to me because it came from my garden, right? And so I thought this was a wonderful opportunity to show you my roses. So now you got to remember that every rose has energy. Everything has energy. Everybody has energy. And believe it or not, each plant, some people kind of question when I say, I need to name that plant. So when you name your plants, you give them a personality because they all have personalities. And there's energy coming from them. So I want you to look at this rose and see if you resonate with it. I have two others. So let's look at this rose and really look at the personality. And you can put in the comments what personality you think this rose has. Now, when I look at this rose, this is just an observation that I'm having, is the rose isn't completely open. And that is a lot of us. A lot of us, we start finding ourselves. This is the outer layer, and as it opens, you learn more about yourself, more about your truth. You're quite not yet there, but you're getting to know more and more about yourself. And that's when I say, look at the rose opening. That's what I mean. This is your heart. This is your essence. So this is the pink rose. So look at the personality. Okay. Now the second rose. This is the smaller of the red. I have two red roses. So this is the second one. And it's a smaller rose than the other. And it has everything that is opened. And it actually has some water inside. I found that interesting whenever I plucked them. They did have some water in them. All right, so this next one is the larger of the roses, or the red rose. Not like the pink rose, but this is number 3. And I want you to really look at it and take in the energy. You can also close your eyes. And at the very end, I'm going to ask you again, which one that did you resonate with? And we're going to do something with it. All right. So this is an interaction time for all the roses. So think about which rose that you really resonated with. Now, before any circle, also you need to have water because you have a lot of energy that's coming through. And if you're an empath or an energy healer, you're going to feel other people's energy, even if you're not in class at this time. If you are out in the cosmos, you can feel this energy. You can tap in, which is really important. So, what we're going to do first before we even begin is I want you to take a deep breath because, the day brings on stress, brings on, even if you're not working, it brings on stress or busyness. You've got children, you've got everything going on. So, let's put our left hand over our heart and take a very deep breath and let it go, kind of like almost like you're a dragon. Okay. So, let's do it. I know it's pretty loud if you're listening to it. So that is the dragon breath. And so that kind of really helps you relax. Let's do another one. This time I want you to close your eyes. Now, what I'm going to do is I want you to set an intention for today. And I want you to bring in anybody, any spirit that you want to bring in, even if they are living, you can actually bring in their essence to you. So if you're close with your mother and you want your mother supporting you during this time, bring in her essence, bring in her higher self. You can do that. Or you can bring in people who have crossed over and you want them with you, holding your hand during this time. Call them in. If you want God, the divine, whatever you call Jesus. You can call the Master Jesus. You can call in Mary Magdalene. You can call any galactic being that you want to call in. Now, I will tell you, a lot of times I do channel Mary Magdalene. So for me, that's one of the essence that I bring in besides my higher self. And of course, my spirit team and everything else. And so everybody's going to bring in different things, different beings, different essence. And that is very important because as we get together, you're going to feel everybody's beings everybody's loved ones, everybody's higher self, and they're going to all come together. It's almost like, oh my goodness, like a circle. Everybody's coming together at the dinner table. So we're bringing in all of that. We're bringing in love and light. We're bringing in angels to surround us, to heal us, and to find if we can find those seeds of who we actually are in our heart. So hopefully we can find that tonight as we come together and who you are now because you change. Tomorrow you will not be the same person as you are today. So that is very important to know as well. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to bring out some information about really finding what part of myself am I remembering. And I'm going to go ahead and read from Sarah's Spiritual Journey with Jesus. And this is a book that I channeled through Mary Magdalene. And I thought this was very, very interesting. And it's so, and I went to the page directly and I thought, this is what I need to start the circle with. And then we'll do a meditation. All right, so spiritual truth is the foundation upon which all spiritual growth is built. It is the eternal and unchanging reality that transcends the illusions of the material world. For those who seek a deeper connection with the divine, embracing spiritual truth means aligning with the teachings of anybody who you follow and who embodied truth in its purest form. Now, with Jesus, he taught us that and you can talk about Master Jesus. It does not, it's just about his teachings. Again, it's not about religion. So, Jesus taught that the truth would set us free, liberating us from the chains of ignorance and fear. In our quest for spiritual truth, we learn to set beyond appearances, recognize the divine presence within ourselves and others, and live in a way that honors the sacred truth. The call to know thyself serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of recognizing our spiritual truth. By knowing our true essence beyond the ego or social roles, we understand our essence beyond the ego or societal roles, we understand our soul's purpose and live authentically. Spiritual truth reveals that we are all interconnected, that we all make mistakes as part of our human journey, and that holding onto anger or resentment only separates us from the truth. Recognizing the oneness of all beings, the divine spark within each person, forgiveness naturally extends from this truth. In forgiving others, we also free ourselves, beginning the healing process that comes from acknowledging and releasing the false beliefs, limiting patterns, and the illusions that block our connection to the divine. And whenever I read that, I'm thinking that is very spiritual and that is very deep. But whenever we look at being human, I think about it. I didn't really know myself until recently because, again, I was a mother. I was a teacher. I was a wife. I was a friend. But I am not any of these. That is my human existence. That is not who I truly am with my essence. When you find your essence, you do find the peace. So if you're still having to fight yourself and you're going, I don't know who I am, you're not finding yourself, you're not finding that peace. So when you find that peace, that's when you know, hey, you know what? I know who I am. And sometimes it's very difficult to unplug from society to really find out who you are and who your essence is. It is very difficult. What I'm going to show you, I want to share my screen real quick. And I am going to show you some spiritual art that I did whenever I was actually going through trying to find out who I am. And art writing in your journal is a wonderful thing whenever you're going through the process. So, the things that you see in the circle are the things that, if you grasp, you can break these chains of addictions. You are not your addiction, whatever that is. You are setting limits. That is not who you are. Not worrying. Oh my goodness, I am definitely a warrior. And whenever you're worrying, you're not trusting yourself. Negative thinking. I do want to talk about this. Negative thinking. So, whenever you're talking about yourself, or when you're talking to yourself, or thinking in your mind when you look in the mirror, all those negative thoughts are not you. That is not you loving yourself. People pleasing. Oh my goodness, being an empath, I was such a people pleaser. So I wanted to please, 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 please. That is not showing people your true self and not really finding out who you truly are. And that's when it becomes very, very difficult. Because if you grew up religious and then you decide, you know what? I want to be more spiritual. You can do both. You can be spiritual and religion at the same time. But if you're going religion, I'm not really feeling it right now. It's okay. All right. You need to find your true pathway. And you'll have a lot of friends that may not agree with you, but you've got to really stand up and say, this is me. This is who I truly am. Stress. Stress is the number one thing that a lot of times I can't find myself because I am so stressed out with society, or surrendering to denial when you're denying things. And of course, whenever you have lost somebody or you're going through grieving, it's going to be a hard time, and you got to give yourself some grace. Unhealthy relationships. So when you allow people to run over yourself and you're not having a barrier and you're not having the limits of what you are putting up with, it's really difficult to find who you truly are. And attachment to results. Whenever you start something, and we are human and we are American. We want results immediately. And sometimes, whenever you ask for something, you pray for something, you ask God for something, and you don't see the results, you don't hear from them. That's because maybe you're getting your answer. Unanswered prayers are the best things, the best unconditional love that you can have. But if you're like art, I'm taking art classes right now, and I'm not seeing the results I want to see right now. But if I practice, 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 and not worry about what the result's going to be, then I may surprise myself. So again, surrender to all this, surrender to trust, surrender to spirit, surrender to joy, to inner peace, to complete healing. Healing is the number one thing to find thyself. Surrender to the wisdom of your body, listen to you, and surrender to the inner peace. And then you can absolutely surrender to the wisdom of your body. And what I really think about is finding who you truly are. Think of it as a tree. You are a tree, and the roots of the tree is your truth, are the nutrients of who you're going to show, your light, who you're going to show who you truly are. And you might actually surprise yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and do a quick meditation. And so get very, very comfortable. And I want you to really feel into your heart. You can also, what really helps me with meditation is putting my left hand again over my heart. And we're going to take another deep breath. Close your eyes. And I want you to imagine that you are in a magical place, whatever magical place that is. You are feeling peaceful. Listen to the sounds. Are you hearing birds? Are you feeling the wind that's coming through you? Are you feeling the sun? And I also want you to feel whoever you have brought into the group with you, into the sacred circle, to come stand beside you or behind you, because they are backing you up with their energy. You see a pathway in front of you, and there are roses on each side of this pathway. There is light that is coming through. So take one step at a time going through this pathway. And then imagine that it is raining. It is not raining water, it is raining rose petals. Sacred rose petals coming from your higher self and from the divine. You are learning who you truly are. You are feeling who you truly are. I want you to sit here for a few seconds. Feel the peace, feel the love, embrace yourself because who you truly are is magical and is divine. You are part of that divine. You are part of the spark. Feel your heart beating. And as you walk through this road, you will picture, visualize things in your head. It may be a vision of something, or it could be a feeling of things that you want to embrace about yourself. And as you go through this road, I want you to think about the gratitude that you have in your human life that has been given to you. Have gratitude for that. And think of a couple of things that you want to thank your higher self and the divine for. And as you come to the end of this pathway, you see all this different pathways like a fork of the road. But instead of two different pathways, there are lots of pathways. And just know that you can trust yourself on which pathway you will be taken. And so it is. All right. Hopefully, you felt all the energy and you felt the peace because each one of you is sacred. And when you look in the mirror, make sure that you tell yourself that you love you, that you know thyself, and that you are here for a reason. It may be a short time, but you are here on earth for a reason. And people need to know and feel your energy. But to be able to do that, you need to know thyself. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I want to share my screen with you. Um, oh, you know what? Before we do that, I really feel like you get a paper and pen. You can write in the comments after the meditation. And I want you can either write a sentence about what part of myself am I remembering or reclaiming. And then you can write down a sentence and write it in the comment section. You can write a poem. You can do art, all these wonderful things, or write down one word. That's all it is. Don't make it complicated because once we make it complicated, that's when the stress comes in. So don't do that. Okay. So make sure that you write, and I'm going to give you just a few minutes, and I know that as you listen to this, it will come. And if it doesn't come, then sit with it after this class, after this session, okay? After the circle, the sacred circle. All right, so now I'm going to share my screen with you. And as you finish up what you want to write down, if it's a poem or something or art, it might take you a little bit. And then write in the comment section, share with us. If you don't feel like sharing, that's okay too. So these are the tools that you can take with you as you remember. And if you have some other tools that I don't speak about, please share that with others. Write in the comment section what you do. Because again, I am only a facilitator. I am not the main teacher, okay? Y'all are teachers as well. But these are the things that I thought about. So presence, coming back to the body, and this is so important because whenever we go to our childhood, you are not the same person. So when you come to your presence, you can actually feel your essence. You can feel your energy. So again, doing the meditation will also help you, or sitting in nature, coming back to your body and being grounded, because many of us don't like to be grounded because then you're on earth again, especially if you're spiritual. So many times to really know who you are, sometimes you have to ground yourself. Witnessing without judgment. Do not judge yourself. And if you have, or if you're still healing and you've done something that you feel guilty about, do not judge yourself. There was a reason why you were doing what you completed. Instead of asking, what is wrong with me? Ask yourself, what am I doing? What am I being shown right now? So what am I being shown right now? That is a more positive intention. Whenever you're doing what's wrong with me, you are definitely judging yourself. The next thing is heart connection practice. So each day, even for a moment, I like to do it when I first get up because sometimes it's like, oh, I got to get out of bed first. Connect to your heart. You can visualize your rose or simply feel your breath moving in and out because your breath is your life. Without your breath, you would not be in your human body. And then this one I love, sacred writing, art creative integration tool. So definitely writing is, or any type of creative tool that you want to use is so important because you will remember that moment. And I like to look in my journal to see where my journey has begun and how far I have come to really understand truly who I am. And everybody does that in different ways. And again, give yourself grace to do this. And again, come up to, I think, one word that really connects you to who you are. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing. And again, if you have a tool that you use and you love to do it, then definitely use that tool. I will share one tool that tend to, a lot of people are surprised, but I loved plant medicine. I did not think I would be. Not everybody can do plant medicine, and I was invited by through a spiritual teacher who was doing plant medicine, and I'm going, okay. I only drink wine. I've never done any other substance, but this was very sacred. I was actually being called, and plant medicine can actually call you. And it was not easy. It was very tough, but that broke down so much energy. It broke down so much barriers that I had, so much anger, so much fear, so that I could find myself and open that rose. And that's really where my spirituality really changed and where I thought, oh my gosh, I know who I truly am. So again, everybody has different ways of getting there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Mary Magdalene through and I'm going to do some channeling. And some people are afraid of channeling, and you don't have to be afraid of it because when you write, when you do art, oh my goodness, when artists write songs, you are actually channeling and you're channeling your higher self, you're channeling yourself. And whenever I say Mary Magdalene, she is a part of my essence. She is a part of your essence as well. I just choose to connect with her more. And I just feel like, and that's one thing I found out through plant medicine is to bring her through in that female energy. Okay. And so what I'm going to ask her to do is to bring in the intention of really what is a part of being your true self. Okay, and I'm sure that she's already come through that meditation. I felt her coming through at that time. And whenever I bring in Mary Magdalene too, it's not only her, it's also a team of female energy essence. And I know that a lot of people know who Sophia is. So there again. So I want to close my eyes, and you may want to close your eyes and put your heart on it so that you can feel her essence and her energy come through. Hello, my loved ones. I can see all of the essence. I can see your light coming through. We do not have to be in the same place to be able to see your light. If you were seeing this at a different time, I see your essence. So don't think I don't. We all see your essence. We see your light. Whenever we are seeing your essence and I am looking at you, I do not see a human body. Yes, I do not see what you look like in the mirror when you look at yourself because that is a 3D energy. I see you, I see your essence as being such a higher frequency. I see the light, I see the crystals that are inside of you. This human body, I like to call, is an astronaut suit. It is the skin. It is so that you can be here on earth. And you do feel separate whenever you are in your human body. But when you take time to get into your energy, into your heart chakra, you can feel the divine presence. And that's the consciousness of everyone that's here on earth. You are not alone. Many times when we feel separate from the divine, from the consciousness, you feel alone. And that brings in negative energy. Know that you are crystal, you are light, you are beautiful. You are part of the divine, you're a part of God, you're a part of the consciousness. So when you go in and you look at who you truly are and you feel truly are, of course, you are not what society has put on you. You are not the face that society sees. When people see you, and you may feel this in a crowd, when you are with others, when you are shopping, when you are in life, when you are out on the streets, different people will come up to you and treat you differently because they see you differently. They don't see your face, they see the energy. People, if they drew a picture of what they see, you're going to see that people will draw you differently. And that is so awesome because you're able to show people who you truly are in different lights. If they see you as an angel, then they're able to see your higher self. If they see you as a human being, that's where they are as well. And you are with them. You and this other person are one. So it is so awesome that people can see you in different light because you are different frequencies for different people. When you breathe in, you breathing in your essence. You're bringing in the consciousness. So each one of you, I hope that you tune in to who you truly are. And when you meet somebody for the first time, connect in with their energy because you are them and they are you. And do not be so hard on yourself. So many of us go, why can't I do that? Why can't I be like that person? Because you are that person. You don't have to do what that person does. Everybody has a gift so that we can all in consciousness learn different things. So find the pathway that you want to go down so that your essence can continue to learn and bring in that light of who you truly are. We are with you. You are me. I am you. And we hope that you find the truth, the love, and the wisdom of who you truly are. Go in peace. All right. Oh my goodness. I felt such loving energy as she was coming through. So I hope that you were able to connect in with whatever you were able to resonate with. Now, for the last thing before we close the circle, I want you to think about which rose what resonates with you. So again, I'm going to go through the number. This is rose number one. Ah, it's kind of, there we go. I need to put it back in the water. Rose number one. Rose number two. This is the smaller, yeah, the smaller one. I had to check. This is the smaller one. And then number three is the bigger red rose. So, whatever energy that you resonated with, I want you to think about which one. And I'm going to draw cards. And this is the Mystique of Madeline. And I love these cards. I love absolutely because her essence comes through. And so if you're one, I'm going to draw. If you chose the pink one, this card is for you. So I hope it resonates with you. Okay. This one, I really feel like I pull it out. Okay. Rhythm of the heart. And I cannot read the small print. I gotta get my glasses on. Rhythm of the heart. Awaken your dream. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to tell you what I have gotten, but everybody is going to read it differently. You really need to think of your heart, of what the message means for you. So, but I think that is so wonderful. When you know the rhythm of your heart, you can know your dreams and you know which road that you need to take. Okay, so that's number one. Let's see for number two. Okay, so number two is love light, recognition. It's almost like know thyself, recognize yourself, love light. And of course, everything is love, love and light, and know your love and light. Okay, so number three. Oh my goodness. All these cards fell out, but I'm gonna stick with this deck. Yeah. Oh my goodness. They're just falling left and right for number three. Okay. This is interesting. This is a powerful rose. Oh my goodness. Okay. I've never had that happen before. Okay. Feel like this one is the winner. It actually has two cards. So the top one, the Tree of Life. Oh my goodness. It's so interesting how the cards, I have half my card deck on the floor. So this one was really important. Okay. So the Tree of Life, peace. And I love this one as well. So remember, I was talking about peace and that you are a tree, and that when you find out who you truly are, that your roots will be nourished and that way you'll find the truth. All right. So before we go, I do want to tell you that we will have a second circle, and I have six that are planned right now. But the next circle will be May the 13th. I'm going to share my screen. Oh my goodness, it's not on here. I guess okay. So I thought first meeting, okay. I thought I would have it, but okay. If you go to my website, www.themichellehenderson.com, you can find information about our um, next. I am going blank because I was hoping that would work, but oh my goodness, I don't know why. Our next circle, which will be May the 13th, and hold on just a second. Let me move my cards. Okay. And it will be about honoring. I was trying to find information because I was just going blank with what that is. So, honoring the rose of truth, honoring your authentic voice. So, once you find out who you truly are, you can find that. important, authentic voice to show everybody. And if you go to my website, you can actually get a ticket. You can donate if you would like. If you don't want to donate, please don't feel like you need to. And if it is not a good time for you, you can always message me and let me know, and I will send you a link whenever I put the video, just like this one, out for everybody to see, because I feel like it's important for this rose circle to include anybody who feels like they want to be a part of it. All right, so I'm going to close this with I hope you find the peace, and I hope that you find your true, authentic self. And one more thing that I just thought of, why the 13th? Well, and this is not talking religion, okay? This is just talking about historic events. Mary Magdalene, I love this, I saw this somewhere, was actually the 13th disciple, because she helped Jesus during the campfires, depending on what you believe or, your system, but this knowledge that I have. And so she's like the 13th disciple. So that's why I have put it on the 13th of each month. All right, may you go in peace and find the love and shine your light bright. Thanks so much, everybody.